shit, that's dark, bro. Why so dark? Hold up. I gotta get a light. Oh, that light sucks. Oh, that light sucks. Well, that sucks. I guess we're talking in the dark. Spooky Halloween. What the hell? I got no light, yo. Alright, I'm gonna have to do something. Time out. Time out. Time out. Damn. Well, shit, you can half-ass see me. What's good? What's good? Salute. Thanks for pulling up. Man, I guess I should go on the computer because I got light over there. But I was trying to watch football and come on here and talk football with my peeps. But I don't know. I might have to switch it up here in a minute. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can see me. I have no chat. What's going on? Thumbs up if you can hear me. Thumbs up if you can see me. Well, I guess you can't really see me. But if you can hear me, thumbs up. Let me know. Sean Leon, what's good, man? Can you hear me? I don't know why my chat would stay up. I'm gonna have to get on the computer. This is horrible, horrible. Damn. What's good with you? What do you think the Raiders' chances are this week? You know, the Bengals are beat up, right? They can't stop the run. Their offensive line, Anarius Mims and the rookie against Max Crosby. We will get into that. That is a total mismatch. Any way you slice it, especially when Max Crosby is one of the best run defenders in the NFL, going up against Anarius Mims, who is one of the worst run blocking, 52%, I believe. It's just absolutely horrible. He's ranked 65th in the NFL among, or 62nd in the NFL among 60 out of 67 tackles. Just absolutely horrible numbers. He's going to have a long day against Max Crosby. And I think we have a little bit of an advantage. I know we're 7-point underdogs, but this game, I mean, like all games, you know, we should have won. Could go a lot of ways, right? A lot of ways. Lucas Williams, what's good? What's good? Let me get $10. What's your cash app? I think we need to start either Ryder or Bradley bench Minshew already. I don't know. He has those off and on games, right? I mean, last week he didn't do too bad. Over 100 quarterback rating. What was it? 121 QBR. 26 out of 30 or 24 out of 30. Not a bad game for Minshew, right? I thought he played pretty damn well last week. And the offensive line is just going to be better this week. A lot of those numbers, you know, was only 14 snaps JPJ got at center. But that's going to make a huge difference in this offensive line against a defensive line that's not very solid. They have 0 sacks. They have 20 quarterback hits. And I think like 12 pressures this year. So their defensive line going against the offensive line that's, again, going to be a revolving door this week. We don't know who's going to be at right guard. More than likely, hopefully it's not Whitehair, because if that's the case, it's going to be a long day, right? But on the other hand, if it's not, and Munford or Parham can go, we have Munford we can mix in there. We have a lot of options, right? We have a lot of options. So I think the offensive line showed last week towards the end of the game with JPJ in there that it's a totally different story when you have protection. Minshew didn't look, he didn't turn the ball over. That's a plus. We're going against a very, very bad defense with no pass rush. So I think there's a lot of pluses. They're one of the worst rushing defenses in the NFL, going up against the worst rushing offense in the NFL. Something's got to give, right? Something's got to break. Usually it's the Raiders. More than likely it's the Raiders. But last week against the Chiefs, we held their run game that's been averaging over 100 yards a game to 58 yards, which I thought was very, very solid. We're tackling better. The guys that have been coming in, next man up, I think are starting to play a little bit better together. Jack Jones, on the other hand, scares the shit out of me. And I think one of the ways, or maybe I got 3 ways to win this game. And one of them, of course, is to stop Jamar Chase. And to do that, I think you got to put Jacorian Bennett on him. I think you got to put the youngster on him and see what he has. Right? Is he the future? Is he number 1? Is he number 2? Do we need to go get a number 1? I want to see that matchup. Jack Jones has been giving up 100. He's been against quarterbacks. Their rating is 128.8, and I think it even went up this week. That was last week's. This week I've been working all week. I apologize. I haven't been live. Haven't done no videos. I've been trying to catch up on work and falling behind here. So, I appreciate you. If anybody's in here that follows me. But yeah, I think we definitely need to put Jacorian Bennett on Jamar Chase. He has the speed. He's been a shutdown corner. No, he hasn't got any turnovers yet. But man, I think for 3-4 seconds with our defensive line starting to come together, but they have a pass rush, right? It's not the pass rush we thought it was going to be at the beginning of the year, but we have a decent pass rush and it's getting better. Levon Chason is, he's been getting pressure. He just hasn't been finishing. Hopefully that, against this struggling offensive line. Also, Orlando Brown, their number 1 offensive lineman, is doubtful for this game. That's just a huge, huge, huge plus for us. For, some of these young guys that are coming in here that have been going against number 1 or number 2 tackles in the NFL against some of the good teams that we've been playing, might be going against a struggling offensive line with some young guys out there. Orlando Brown's a dog, bro. So for him not to be out there, if he's doubtful and he can't play, that's just another huge plus for this defense. So we have a lot of options. We have a lot of pluses. I know a lot of people don't want to win this game. And we're talking, throwing the T word in there, that have fish swimming around in it in water. Yeah, I try not to say that word, but man, ain't nobody got no comments. Can y'all hear me? I guess he said, yeah, he can hear me, but I think we need to start either. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna start Ritter, but AP said he has packages planned for him, or they tried to put in packages last week. It didn't work out. They had one flipping play. They had one play, offensive false start, and they take the man out, and they didn't try it again. So hopefully this week, they'll kind of ease them in there. I think mainly, and I don't know, let me know, the 7 people in here, if you agree with me. Do you think Ritter mainly needs to be used in the red zone? In the red zone, he is dangerous. He can make plays with his feet. He could, make plays with his arms. He's pretty accurate. It's in the deep ball throws that gets him in trouble, or, slant routes, throwing it behind receivers, which are a lot of his interceptions. So I think inside the red zone, we need to put him in there just for the RPO purpose, for the, play action purpose, all that, read option. I think Ritter definitely needs to be in there. when we're inside in the red zone. That's just my opinion. I guess nobody else has opinion. Everybody else dipped. Appreciate it. Also, I mean, we got Munford, who they've been putting at wide receiver. Just an absolute joke there. But obviously, Munford's healthy enough to put at wide receiver. He's got to be healthy enough to put back in the game, right? I mean, put the man back on offense. Put him back out there. Run goal line package. It seemed to be working in the run game. It seemed to be working in the passing game last week. Throw Munford in there and let's run 6 tight ends, or 6 offensive linemen. Put them in at tight end if that's what it takes to get some kind of run game going. But I'd like to see just mix it up. I mean, mix it up. Don't put Whitehair in there if we don't have to. What's good, Hawaiian Candy? Salute. What do you think the chances are this week? But I don't think Whitehair needs to be in the game if we don't have to. Mumford is questionable. I mean, Parham is questionable, which is a huge, huge plus for us. But they've been easing him along for 3-4 weeks now. So I don't know what the offensive line is going to look like. Again, it's going to be a makeshift offensive line. Also, we'll get into trade talks. There's trade talks about Colton Miller. Well, a lot of people are saying, the Raiders need to get rid of now because we have Munford and because DJ Glaze has come out and been the rookie that nobody expected, right? Remember a lot in the draft for 3-4 months, almost everybody was saying the Raiders reached on DJ Glaze. Some people weren't. I'm not going to say who they were, but some people weren't saying it was a reach. But DJ Glaze has turned out to be one of those tackles, right? One of those dudes. So with him and Munford and, Colton Miller getting up there in age, he's got to still have some kind of injury. If he doesn't have an injury and he's just playing this bad, we really need to move on from him, in my opinion. I mean, yes, he was drafted here. He's gave us plenty of years. But if he's really playing that bad right now and he's not injured and he is healed, then I think we need to take our chances. Go get another guy, in the draft, first, second round, whatever it is. Try to stack up first round picks. Maybe we get 2 first round picks and get a quarterback and another tackle. I don't know. But, I mean, for the rest of the season, in my opinion, if we lose this game, I would like to see definitely Colton Miller benched. Not because he's playing bad, but why risk him getting hurt? Let him heal. Give him time to heal if that's his problem. Give him the rest of the year off. And put in some of these young guys. I want to see rookies from here on out if we lose this game, which I just don't see us losing. Sacktown Raider Mike, what's good? What's good? Appreciate you. But what do y'all think? What do y'all think of our chances, really? I mean, for y'all that just pulled up, we got Max Crosby going against a rookie. We have a lot. My 2 cents. What's good? What's good? The replacements? Question. I don't get it. The movie The Replacements? Or replacements for what? Yeah, I want to see some replacements. A lot. Like at running back, I would definitely like to see. I mean, what the hell? We have a 5th or 6th round running back, right? Throw the kid out there. Give him another shot. What do we got to lose? When your starting running back runs for 14, 15 yards on 14 damn plays, bro, I mean, come on. Come on. You can't keep going with this lack of offense or this lack of run game and saying you're trying to win ball games, because any good head coach or any good offensive coordinator, and I'm not saying these guys aren't good head coaches or good offensive coordinators, but I'm just saying any good head coach or good offensive coordinator would be able to adapt, to adjust, to make fucking changes to your running game, to your offensive line. We've changed the offensive line so many times and changed so many players at the offensive line, and we still can't get a run game going. Obviously, it has to do with the running backs because the more tape I watched, salute Sacktown Raiders, salute my 2 cents, appreciate y'all. The more tape I watch, I see holes with running backs that will not cut. They have no vision whatsoever, absolutely none. It's like they're blindfolded. You hand them a ball and they're going by smell because they're not using their eyeballs. There's no way you cannot see the field that bad. And if they really can't see the field that good, why the hell are they running backs? And why are they out there? And why are we paying them? Because it don't matter what we're paying either one of those guys. Even if Zeus is on a rookie contract, for what he's produced this year, it's not worth it. Madison, for what we paid him, is definitely not worth it. I would have much rather paid JJ $15 million a season and have some kind of running game than this trash ass, sissy, wannabe, smash mouth, ill intent, violence, physicality, wannabe run game that we have. How can you be going into week 9 and not figure out that this shit ain't working and these running backs are not it? You can't be in the film room. This is what pisses me off about this whole entire coaching staff is how in the hell can you sit in the film room and have way better film than I do because you have the sky view, you have the fucking top view, behind the quarterback view, you have every view you can possibly get for this football game and see every angle that there is, but you can't see a running back constantly running into 15 guys on the field. I don't see how you can't see it because I have shitty angles and I don't even have to put it in slow motion. I'm like, oh my God. There's a whole side of nobody over here. There's one guy running this way and you run straight into everybody over and over and over and over again. So I'm kind of with Antonio Pierce when he says, guys are not doing their job. They're not executing to their standard, to their ability, whatever it is. They're not executing plays. But it's mostly the run game. The run game. It's not all the offensive line. I see tons and tons of plays where you can make plays, but it's bad decisions. What the hell just happened to my internet? I guess YouTube didn't like what I was saying. What the hell? Can y'all hear me? Am I back? Am I talking to myself? Skank Hunt, what's good? What's good? Can you hear me? Let me know. Thumbs up in the chat. Thumbs up in the chat. If y'all can hear what the hell I'm saying. I'm good. Appreciate it. All right, man. So, yeah, like I was saying, I don't even know what the hell I was saying. We can hear you. HD audio in the building. Right on. All right. So, yeah, for these coaches just constantly, and for Antonio Pierce to be the head coach of this team and say he's good with the way play calling's gone. He's good with the run game. He's good with all this stuff. I don't understand how you can be good with it, but you can tell he's not because when somebody answers, it reminds me of when I used to be married. I'm not married anymore. I'm divorced for this kind of reason. But when your wife would say something, blah blah blah, and you didn't want to explain the answer, and you just wanted to give her the answer she wanted, and you'd be like, yes, yeah, before she even finished the question. That's how Antonio Pierce is in all of his press conferences. When you ask him a question he don't want to answer, he just cuts you off and says, yeah. So there's no way you could be happy with Luke Getsy's play calling. Sometimes you can, but when it comes to key moments or it's pressure, it's just the wrong calls. Should have drafted a running back in the 4th, letting Jacobs walk, not drafting a running back. Gave high hopes for Zeus. What a disappointment on all levels. I mean, yeah, but is it Zeus's fault? I know he's got 2 fumbles this year, and I know it cost us games or cost us points that cost us games and turned games around. Ray Love was good. Appreciate you pulling up. Well, I mean, look at the opportunities. He hasn't had many attempts. He's missed how many games now? And I don't think it's because he's injured, because they've been in practice, limited practice, limited practice. Oh, we're bringing them along slow. I just don't think Antonio Pierce wants to say, look, we made the wrong decisions and we don't want these guys out there. So everybody's hurt. Like, I don't know. That's what it feels like to me. He said Zeus could have played last week. He didn't play. He said, you know, you practice a couple days limited, then you miss a practice, then you practice again, you don't play. Like, so I don't know. Right now we have no running backs, we have no running game, and Madison, like I would have cut that dude 3 weeks ago. Like honestly, I would have went and got anybody off of free agency or made a trade with anybody like Deontay Foreman, who's over there not getting any reps, who just destroyed us, who knows Luke Getsy's system. Can he help? I mean, he can't do better, right? He can't do better. Who's gay? You're gay? Look, everyone, it's the homosexual. That's rude, bro. You shouldn't be coming on here telling everybody. I mean, if that's what you are, then cool. To each his own, right? Haha, look at your face. Right, you're funny. So, I mean, yeah, but I don't know why Luke Getsy is sticking, RAP is sticking with this run game, is sticking with Whitehair and Andres Pete. Why are these guys even on the roster still? These guys should have been cut a long time ago. Andres Pete, when he got benched, should have been let go. Same with Whitehair. He should have been let go, and you should have went and got a backup free agency. You know, you have Will Putman on the practice squad. We have Dalton Wagner guys on the practice squad. Bring these guys up. Let's see what they have if we lose this game. But I just don't see them do that because they say they're trying to win games, but they won't change the system. They won't change the run game. They won't change anything. They just want to stick with it. Antonio Pierce says we're not changing anything. We're going to continue to run the ball, even though it doesn't work, and even though we only do it 20 times a game, which I mean, between two running backs, that's what 10, maybe 12 reps for one, 8 for the other. Like that's not enough reps for any running back. And everybody keeps talking shit saying, well, you was the one saying running back by committee would work. Yeah, running back by committee works. If you run the ball 30 times a game and they both get at least 15, 16 touches, it might work. But first you have to have running backs that don't run into your offensive line and that can see the field and can see the holes because there's open holes everywhere. Nobody's plugging him. Pause if necessary. I'm here. I'm just streaming on the other page right now. Whatever. So I'm trying to show love and stream at the same time. Well, good for you. Thanks for modding. People in here talking crazy talk. And you ain't doing nothing. I'm just saying. But all right. So also, what we got coming up is the fuck did it sit on? All right. So also we got you know what multitasking is? Multitasking is doing a bunch of things half-ass instead of doing one thing right the correct way that the way it's supposed to be done. Because if you're doing 15 things at once, you're just bound to mess one up or more. So focus on one, get it done correct, and move on to the next task. It's simple, very simple. Staying off the grid apparently has immunity with his I don't think he's staying off the grid. I think he just came out the closet. Oh, he stayed after the Diddy party. Hey, you could probably get money for that, I'm just saying. Staying off the grid, there could probably be some kind of lawsuit. I mean, I'd tell somebody. I would definitely be on the phone saying so and so had did this to me at this party. No, did he? But yeah, so the hell was I talking about before y'all got crazy? Um, I forgot all about what I was talking about. Trade deadlines. Do you think the Raiders are going to be buyers? You think we're going to be sellers? Because it says a lot about whether this team is going to stick with Antonio Pierce, is going to trust him to maybe change some of the coaching staff and roll next year, or I could tell that look, AP might not be here next year. And I think there's two ways. I think if we start getting rid of a lot of guys, it could be either way. It could be we're getting rid of guys because they're not what AP wants to run his system, which we will get to that later, what his system is, because I really have to know what his vision is, right? And also, if they go out and get some top free agents or make some trades, for some top name guys like they've done before in the past, if you do that right before the trade deadline, that tells me with 21 free agents that you're making moves, and you know AP might be one of those business decisions. But that's just me. That's just my opinion. That's just how I feel. We have no running back. You would release Madison. Is where you is what? Oh, yeah, we have absolutely no running backs, and I would have cut Madison. I mean, Zeus, you can't really let go because he's on a rookie contract, and it might just be the system. It might just be the offensive line. It could be a lot of things. But with Madison, he's been around. He's just he just doesn't have it, bro. He just doesn't have it to me. The more I watch of that guy, is it's just sickening. Sometimes he'll be carrying guys, bouncing off guys, and other times he'll cut. He reminds me of Garner Minshew. I think they're rubbing off on each other. They both like to run into tackles. Like, I'm serious. If you look at Garner, and I'm gonna make a video before the year is over of every one of Gardner Minshew's sacks. And I guarantee you, out of the 26 something sacks that he has this season, which is just a ridiculous amount for halfway through the year, 20 something sacks, almost, I'd say at least 75% or more are Gardner Minshew running in to the sack himself, trying to evade pressure that's not even there. If he would just hold off for another second and throw the ball, they could be big plays, but instead they turn over to fumbles or, who knows what. This is staying off the grid Diddy after party. No, this is nobody's Diddy after party, yo. No, no, no. No Diddy in here. No after parties. Definitely no baby oil Diddy after parties. If Mumford can line up as a receiver, why not stick him in as running back? I mean, absolutely. You see, somebody did that. Sorry, I'll read that. I'll read the rest of the question, but I get sidetracked, so maybe it's called smoke. If Mumford can line up as a wide receiver, why not stack him at running back and see what happens? What, he sure flew across the field on that play. I mean, dude, I think you could put him at fullback. William Refrigerator Perry style, put the man at fullback, and if Madison, Zeus, Amir Abdullah, which I would have cut last season, go watch my videos. I said this dude hasn't helped us at all for what we're paying him. Even if it's $1 million a year, it's not worth the production he's given us for the 4 years that he's been here now, or 3 years that he's been here. He's not running punt returns no more. He's not doing kick returns. Like, what is Amir Abdullah doing besides the fumble that cost us a game on the goal line? That shit hurts. These running backs, I would have released all of them. Like I said, Madison, I would have been like, look, sorry, bro. I don't care what your contract is. We're paying it. You got to go. And, you know, Latavius Murray right now, ex-Raider, bring Latavius Murray back for 1 year. Let him retire as a Raider because he's probably not going to play the rest of the year. I mean, play next season, which who knows? He might. But, dude, I would bring Latavius Murray back. He has at least 8 more games left in him. Way better than any of the running backs we have in this room, including Dylan Labe, because we don't know what he has because they won't put him on the field. So, you know, I believe he's still on there. He was on there last week when I looked. I do believe Latavius Murray, bring back former Raider, let him play out the rest of his, you know, career, and maybe he could retire a Raider. Once a Raider, always a Raider, right? I thought he did pretty decent for us. He had some big plays. The man, you know, big, strong legs. He can break tackles. He's not just a hit the hole and fall down kind of guy like some of you guys in the chat. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just fucking with you. Put Mumford at quarterback, might as well. John Leon, come on, bro. I mean, hey, if he could throw the ball down the field, he can't do any worse, right? And you sure the hell wouldn't be able to sack him 26 times through 8 games. And he not even 8 games, 7 games, right? Because he missed a game and a couple quarters. The L train. See, that's what I'm talking about. Put in Mumford, put him behind, you know, put him in at fullback, and let's pound the rock. Be that physical, dominant, ill intent, violent team that we're supposed to be, right? That we keep hearing about. Where's Billy D? Billy D, what's good? Shout out to Billy D. Everybody say what's up to Billy D in the house. But yeah, we could be that violent, physical, ill intent running team that we're supposed to be. You know, I've preached all year, and nobody listens to me because I don't know shit, but I've said all year, if you want to have a running game, we've had big plays, and it's been when Michael Mayer was in the game and he was in the backfield, or when he was, you know, running across and blocking whoever was blitzing, you know, picking off the defensive end, when it's Brock Bowers running that way. But when it's Jacoby Myers or Trey Tucker, you're trying to run a fake jet sweep and you want them to pick off a defensive end or a linebacker blitzing, that's just stupid play calling, and that shit's not going to work in the NFL. When you have a guy like Brock Bowers, you know, or even John Swanker, whatever his name is, like, these are big ass tight ends, and these guys should be coming across and picking off. And when they do run plays like that, for some reason, the running backs decide to cut up inside instead of trying to beat guys outside. When Zamir White has speed, the man is fast. I don't know why the hell he always thinks he needs to run up the middle and, you know, like he's 300 pounds. But I think if they had a fullback, especially a fullback like Mumford, like you said, if he's athletic enough that they think they can put him at wide receiver, I wouldn't even hesitate to be running play after play after play, especially on the goal line. Especially on the goal line where we are absolutely trash in the red zone. And 2 weeks in a row, we had 8 plays, all pass plays 1 week and all run plays the next week on the 1 fucking yard line, and we couldn't get the ball in. I would have fired everybody. I mean, just me, I would have fired everybody. I would have went in the locker room at halftime and said, you're out, pack your shit, get out, I'll pay you whatever, but you got to go get off the team. Because, come on, man, we're in week 8, and if you can't get 1 yard, doesn't matter what team you're playing, but if your offensive line doesn't have that much, you know, tenacity or mental toughness or fortitude to at least get 1 yard and not even try a quarterback sneak up the middle, you know, or the tush push, whatever they call it, where you just follow and you have your running back, or Brock Bowers could have been, you know, behind the quarterback and just shoved them into the end zone, because you only need this much. I mean, it's this much, bro. This much. That's what she said. But in those situations, if you would put Munford in there as a fullback, you don't tell me that big ass dude couldn't come in there and clear like 3 guys out of the way. I think he can. I think he does it when he's at tackle and he's got guys rushing at him. So I don't know. I mean, come on. Let's be innovative, right? Let's be innovative. Your offense is stagnant. I can sit there and if you don't believe me, come check out my play-by-play. I will sit there and comment and tell you almost every play before it happens. I'm gonna be like, watch, it's a run play. Watch, it's a pass play. Watch, they're throwing it to this guy. Watch, this is the first read. And you can look at the quarterback and see he doesn't look off of him. It's his first read, and he throws it to him. Now I don't know if they're telling him to be a robot, and Luke Getsy's so confident in his system and has that arrogance that Dick Daniels did to sit there and say, this is where I want you to throw the ball, and I don't care. You're not changing plays. They're not giving him the ability to change plays, kind of like they did Aiden O'Connell, which Aiden O'Connell did great last year when he had the ability to change plays. And, I thought Hardegree did a way better job than Getsy's doing right now. But Getsy doesn't give him the ability to change the play at the line of scrimmage, and I don't know if it's him or Gardner Minshew, but as soon as before he hikes the ball, he's looking at that receiver, and because he wants to get the ball out quick, and he can't look this way and then look and focus on that guy. He has to watch him the whole time. And not only is he watching him, but we're watching him. The defense is watching him. The coaches are watching him on the other side. Everybody knows where Gardner Minshew is throwing the ball every single time. There's once in a while where he'll last second look this way and throw an interception. But other than that, the defense knows what's coming. You see every linebacker in every game, watch them. As soon as they line up, there'll be a linebacker pointing this way. There's corners pointing, and they're all adjusting, and it's a tackle for a loss in the run game. They know every single run play because we run out of the same formations every time, every flipping time. And you can't do that shit in the NFL. So some of the plays for Getsy look like they're good. They just don't have running backs, to perform whatever he's trying to do. But then on the other hand, when it's a third down and you need 7 yards, you're trying to run. Or when it's a third down and 2 yards, you're trying to run. A lot of teams pass out of that. A lot of teams pass. Throw it downfield. Take a chance. We haven't taken a chance one time on third down more than 5 yards. Not one time. Those are just horrible numbers for an offensive coordinator. And it looks bad on your coach to sit there and say, yes, I'm happy with the play calling, and blame it all on your players. What head coach blames it all on their players? You know a guy that blamed everything on their flipping players last year or the year before? Dick Daniels. Dick Daniels came out every single week and said, well, guys aren't performing. Guys aren't doing their job. Guys aren't in their lane. This guy didn't block this guy. This guy didn't do this guy. It was always the team. It was always the players. It was never his play calling. It was never the system. It was never the blocking scheme. It was always because players didn't do their job. And Antonio Pierce has done the same thing. Won't take any of the blame and won't put the blame where the blame is necessary on Luke Getsy. And no, it's not always Luke Getsy because, like I said, there's a lot of plays where I'm like, holy shit, when he hands it off, I'm like, this is a 40-yard game because our running backs aren't fast enough to outrun anybody. But if you just make one cut, you have big yardage. Instead, they cut into a pile of guys every single time. So I don't know. It's the hardest year for me. Like, I see so many plays where I'm like, damn, Luke Getsy, that's a pretty decent play. But then when he gets down to key times or to start the second half, you know what we've done every single time to start the second half? Run the ball twice, pass the ball. If we don't do that, we pass the ball once on first down, short pass to the sideline, and run the ball. Every single night. If you don't believe me, go back and watch tapes. If you're allowed, if you have YouTube TV and you record the games, go back and watch them. Go back and watch them over and over again. And if we could see that as just football fans, you don't think these guys that have these teams that have 20 guys studying every single team knows what's going on? Let's get into the chat. What y'all got going on this? What was it Saturday night? Saturday night. Billy D, Billy D, Billy D. It's just everybody saying hi. Okay, well, hi. Now JPJ at center. We could do so. Do what? I missed it. I got to keep up with this chat. But Andre James can press enough to get 1 inch. Let him know that. Oh, I see you. I got you. On the run game, on the line of scrimmage, or even in the red zone, definitely. But man, JPJ is going to make a huge difference. That dude is not going to get bullied. He's not going to be on his back like he's a OF girl. He's not going to be doing any of that shit. That man is going to be pushing people like this and slamming them to the ground like he did. I don't know how many times this year. Just you see him just picking up defensive linemen. Dude is throwing guys around like they're rag dolls, and he's a rookie. That dude is insane. Absolute monster out there. So yeah, I think I've been saying all year. I've been saying shit since Andre James became center. Get rid of Andre James. I don't know. That's just my opinion. I've never seen anything in Andre James that made me say he was a center that we need to resign. And everybody's stuck on this Tom Telesco thing because he got Brock Bowers and he got JPJ. But bro, I'm not on that train. I'm not on that train. They fooled me with Antonio Pierce to jump on the AP train, and I'm not jumping on this Tom Telesco train. I'm not on board yet. I'm not on board. You're going to have to do another draft. You have to give me a fucking quarterback, a running back. You're going to have to do something in this draft to shock the shit out of people and surprise everybody. Because to me, Brock Bowers wasn't even on their board. And I guarantee you, if he was on their board, he was at the very, very bottom of their board because Antonio Pierce and Tom Telesco both said Brock Bowers wasn't even a thought. He was never even a thought. They took him because he was there and he was the best player on the board. So you can't say Tom Telesco made this great choice by getting us Brock Bowers when he took the best available guy that was there, and you'd be stupid like the Broncos. Well, I guess Broncos got all right. Bo Nix is starting to come around. But you'd be stupid like some of these other teams to pass on Brock Bowers when he's sitting there at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, blah, 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 until he got to us. He had no choice. Like, you have to pick this guy, right? Jackson Powers Johnson, same thing. How come all these teams passed on him? He was just available. We weren't moving up to get this guy. He wasn't like the number one guy that we wanted. And I don't know because I wasn't in the war room. Maybe he was their top guard. But there was a lot of guys that they interviewed and brought back more than JPJ. And I think JPJ was on that list because he's a Raider fan, because his family's a Raider fan. And I think he was high on their list. But I didn't think, and nobody thought that dude was going to fall to the second round. He just happened to be there. We didn't have to move up. And how could you not pass him by, right? Whether you're Tom Telesco, whether you're Reggie McKenzie, whether you're Dave Ziegler, whether you're any of these guys, how can you pass on Brock Bowers or JPJ when they're staring you in the face? You can't. Now, one guy that I will say, and if it was him, it might have been, it could have been Philbin, it could have been James Gregg, it could have been any of these guys saying DJ Glaze is that dude. Maybe it was because, I don't know, but Tom Telesco is pretty decent at getting linemen. But, the Chargers offense has always struggled since he's been there, in my opinion. I mean, it's been decent, but it hasn't always been great. So was it him that picked DJ Glaze? Was it the coaching staff? Was it Antonio Pierce because he liked his physicality, his intents, all that shit? Or was it Tom Telesco that said, hey, we need this guy DJ Glaze? Because a lot of teams probably weren't going to pick him where they were, but there was a lot of offensive linemen off the board, and a lot of people say we reached on that guy. And if you look at the draft and you look at it, yeah, you could say we reached. It was a huge reach. if you didn't do your homework and look at him, I was happy as hell because I was like, bro, this guy is an athletic freak. He's strong as hell. He was a beast in the combine. And I thought it was a good pickup, especially at third, bro. I thought it was a good pickup. But I'm saying, was that all Tom Telesco? Because to me, Tom Telesco, I'll get into the chat in a minute. I don't even know where I left off. But, to me, Tom Telesco had a decent draft. But if you go back and look at it, you got guys like, now the chat won't go away. You got guys like our fourth round pick, which is what, Tommy Eichenberg, or no, DeCamarion Richardson. You got DCam, who has barely gotten on the field. I think it was 5-6 weeks into the NFL season before his hamstring was healed, which that's not the coaching staff's fault, but that's a long damn time for a hamstring in my opinion. Then you got guys like, the seventh round pick, MJ Davishire, who, what have we seen him do? I know he's a, sixth, seventh round pick. What was he, seventh round pick? I think we had 2 seventh round picks. I know he's a seventh round pick, but, you got Trey Taylor, seventh round pick. These guys might be guys of the future, but how are we going to know if these guys are guys of the future if they don't get grass time? Because when you got guys like Jack Jones giving up 128.8% passer rating to quarterbacks this season, what the hell are you doing? Why are these guys not out there? We have a losing record. And I don't care if Antonio Pierce says, well, I don't like to play rookies because I don't like to throw them in the fire. Bullshit. Look at our team right now. The best players on our team almost at every single position are rookies. So why are you afraid to throw these guys in there? Especially guys, if Spillane's hurt, I've been saying all year, Amari Gaynor. Why isn't Amari Gaynor out there getting playtime if we're trying to win? Because the dude is our best pass coverage linebacker we have, and he's not covering anybody on the bench. And we got guys like Robert Spillane, like pretty much all our linebackers, Robert Spillane, Luke Masterson, Tommy Eichenberg when he's out there. It doesn't matter which linebacker is out there. They cannot cover anybody. They couldn't cover, dude. They couldn't cover my motorcycle if they had a 20-foot tarp. These guys are absolutely horrible when it comes to coverage. Now, run defense, Spillane, it's a whole nother story. But pass coverage, man, I know he gets interceptions, but look at those interceptions. He's in the middle of the field. Most times we're throwing to him. One time I think he stepped in front of a dude. And I love Robert Spillane. I'm not talking shit on him. I'm just saying, if we don't have linebackers that can cover guys in the NFL like tight ends, when they go spread offense, we don't have enough guys out there. Why aren't we putting Amari Gaynor in there? Why are we not putting these guys out there and see what they have? I want to see these damn rookies. But like I was saying, Tom Telesco, I'm just not sold on the fact, the biggest move he got to me was Christian Wilkinson, which again, he's hurt. That's not his fault. He can't do nothing about the man being hurt or injured. But he didn't re-sign Malcolm Kuntz. Malcolm Kuntz got hurt. That's a big, big thing. Will he be back next year? Because we've seen this defense has suffered tremendously without Malcolm Kuntz in there. And that's what I've been seeing all year is there's nobody on the other side. So they run the ball on that side constantly. They pass on that side constantly. And they just take Max Crosby out of the equation of the game. Why run to him? Why run on his side when you can just run up to run through the middle, with guys that Telesco brought back like Jenkins, who's a big, huge body, but he's slow. He's not, the numbers aren't out there for him to be starting. They got rid of Nesta J. Silver. They got rid of Byron Young. There's a lot of things Tom Telesco did. Let Devontae Adams walk, which, if you look at the money situation, it's a great idea. But if you look at the personnel and what he brings to the team and why a lot of our receivers were open, it was a horrible decision to do in the middle of the year. Now, at the end of the year, you might not have got as much because we don't have a quarterback to throw him the ball. But you might have got more because he might have got way more yards than he's going to get with Aaron Rodgers. So there's a lot of shit that Tom Telesco's done, like let JJ go. And, go hire a guy like Madison, bro, to bring in Gardner Minshew. These are all major failures that nobody's looking at because they're like, we got Brock Bowers. We got Brock Bowers. Tom Telesco is the greatest. He's the savior of the nation. He got us Brock Bowers. He got us JPJ. He got us DJ Glaze. But he also got us Gardner Minshew, who has 26 sacks and almost triple the amount of interceptions he has touchdowns. Okay, well, he got a little bit 2 more this year, 2 more last week. But still, he got Madison. He brought in Madison, who has done absolutely nothing. He had to bring in Whitehair, who has done shit but give up pressure after pressure, sack after sack, penalty after penalty. He brought in Andres Pete. Those are 4 guys, quarterback, running back, tackle, and guard. Those are 4 major positions in the NFL that he brought in total. Okay, I won't talk bad about them because I'm tired of putting down my Raiders, but guys that are not good, all right? I'm trying to be nice here. Guys that are not very damn good at their position. This is what Tom Telesco's done for the Raiders, and everybody's saying, like, Tom Telesco's great. Bro, if it was me and I was the head and I was Mark Davis, I'd pull the plug. I'd be like, bro, Tom Brady's in the building. We got Richard Seymour in the building. Let's all get together, have a little powwow, and put our heads together. And where do we go from here? Like, are we going to rebuild now? Are we going to put it in Tom Telesco's hands, who has destroyed the Chargers as far as I'm concerned? They were in cap hell when he was left. They had all these players they couldn't pay. And dude, he's been in the NFL forever and never took all that time. The Chargers, how many playoff games did the Chargers have when Tom Telesco was there? Where's Siri? Damn it, I don't know. Anybody in the chat know? Let me know. I'm gonna quit ranting. I'm gonna read this chat. I'm gonna stop right there. Mumford in the lineup. Oh, got past that shit. Appreciate everybody for pulling up. Much love to y'all. Love y'all. Sean Leon, salute. Sacktown Raid. Okay, my God. Okay, just got off my live stream, so now I can pay attention. Thanks. How's the nation? How's it been? We good. How are you? Raider. What? Oh, Raider Ed. Good. How you been? Y'all just talking amongst yourself. Nothing I need to talk about. Hey, man, we still got a shot of going to the playoffs. It's crazy. Man. I mean, look. David Rish. David Rish, what's good? Appreciate you pulling up. Thoughts on Trump? I mean, I don't know. I have a lot of thoughts on Trump. But this is not the place to talk about them. This is a Raiders chat. If you want to talk about Trump, go to my other channel that I don't have yet. But, just saying. All right, Billy D. So, it's we still have a shot at going to the playoffs. It's crazy to think so. What do you think of them? If you call it a shot, I mean, for 1, for 2, for 3, for 4. All right. And yeah, my fingers are black because I have black grout in them. I had to grout because people are failures and I had to make up for their shit and do their job. And I didn't have gloves. So now I got black grout in my fingers for the next probably 3 weeks. Shit don't go away. But I think, bro, if you want to call it a shot, I think it's crazy. So, that hurts to think we even have a shot because we have to win every game but 1. I mean, we're at what, 6 losses? And I don't think 10-7. I mean, maybe 9-6, but 10-7 might put us in the playoffs. But come on, we'd have to win the next 4 games, 5 games, lose 1, and then win the rest. No, I mean, we could win 2, lose 1. No, see, like, no. We'd have to go on a 6-game win streak Remember my live Billy D when I said sometime this year the Raiders were going to put together a 5 or 6 game win streak? I don't think there's a chance at that. Not with Gardner Minshew at quarterback, but and not with any receivers, not with Devontae Adams. That was all before we lost all these dudes, right? now we have none of these guys. But I think the only chance that we have is put Ritter in, and maybe he gets hot. Maybe he gets us a run game, and maybe the O line, with JPJ at center, maybe they could get some momentum. But is that really what y'all want? Let me know in the chat. Would you rather lose? Because I can't do pinned comments. I don't know why they don't work. I mean, I could do pinned comments, but I can't do polls. How the fuck do you do a poll? Does anybody know how to do a poll on here? And not the poll you're thinking of. Sick-minded. Sick-minded. Fucking joint light. Anybody know how to do a poll? How you do a poll on here? You figure that shit out. Damn, the glasses are crooked as hell. What we got? Do you think Minshew throws a pick or fumble? We'll put in Ritter. I don't know, because I really don't think they're trying to win, my guy. I mean, they can say they're trying to win, but if you look at it right now, I think our best bet would look at, Colton Miller, like I said, or Munford, and see if that's the guy, and swap one of these guys, get some more draft picks. But I think Gardner Minshew's going to have one of those, 2 turnover games, one of them for a touchdown or a fumble for a touchdown, and, just have a horrible, horrible game for them to even think about it. But I could be wrong. They seem to, they give him a lot of leadway. So we'll see. And, after the game he had last week, you can't really just put in Ritter, who has has 2 weeks, with the offense, 2 weeks practicing. You can't really just throw that guy into the fire. Holy shit, somebody's hauling ass. You can't really just throw that guy into the fire. I would like to see him definitely in short yardage situations, get him acclimated to the offensive line, to the shitty running backs, get him acclimated to what's going on, to the play calling, to how much he's going to have to fight for his life behind this offensive line, and bring him along slowly. But I think if he does, if you bring him in for a play or two and he looks good, then you have to keep feeding him, right? You have to give him opportunities. So I think Ritter's playtime, to answer your question, is all up to Ritter at this point. I think if he gets an opportunity, he's got to make the best of it. And if he makes the best of it, then the Raiders really can't, not try it again, or say, hey, this looks way better with this guy. Let's put him in and see what the hell we could do. Because if you give Ritter opportunity and he makes the best of that opportunity and looks better than what we have, how do you not, as a head coach or an offensive coordinator that says you're not tanking, damn, I said the word, that says you're not doing that, fucking tanking, and you're trying to win ball games? Because if you bring in a quarterback just for a play or two, even if it's a RPO and he picks up, 10, 15 yards, that's more than Gardner Minshew has ran all year long. So you have to run with that, right? You have to try it again. So I don't really think he has to create turnovers or, have turnovers to be taken out of the game, or for Ritter to get more playtime. I think it's all up to Ritter. And, we've heard Antonio Pierce say over and over again that he wants somebody to take the bull by the horns, and nobody really did that in the offseason. So I think if Ritter... Damn, that truck is loud. So I think if Ritter gets that opportunity and he makes the best of it, and it's not, offsides or a loss of yardage, and we get positive plays, they're gonna keep going with it. To if it's not broke, don't fix it. Right? Keep going with it till it stops working. So I think we should at least try. I mean, yeah, I definitely think if we're losing, I don't see. It's one of those situations again. Like if you're losing the game, they're not going to put them in because we're down by 3 or because we're down by 7, right? It'd have to be because we're down by 14 or we're down by 17 with 5 minutes left in the game or 8 minutes left in the game, which doesn't give the kid the opportunity to do anything or to make plays or to get into a rhythm. So, like I said, that I think that's the best way is once they, if they give them a RPO or if they give them a short yardage play, convert it, show them, hey, I can make plays. I'm not going to turn the ball over, and I could do what you're asking me to do. And I think they'll run with it. I think they'll be like, all right, it worked. Let's try it again. But then again, if you look at Luke Getsy and you look at his offense and the way he's called plays, as soon as something starts to work, he goes the opposite direction. So I mean, I could be totally wrong. Like I could be horribly, horribly wrong. What is on me? Fucking bug. But yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of different things. Now, would I want Ritter to be in the game, dude? Absolutely. I mean, come on, the guy's a third-round pick. He was a stud in college. He's like 36th ranked overall out of all quarterbacks coming out of high school and the combine ever. 36th ever out of any quarterback that's ever done any kind of combine testing. So, he runs a 4.5 40, 4.5 40. That's extremely fast for a running back. I believe that's up there with Lamar Jackson, if not faster. Pretty close. So the guy can make plays with his legs. He is very, very athletic, and he throws a damn good ball. Like he's got good spin on the ball. He's got good arch on the ball. He throws off his back foot. He has pretty damn good footwork. He just makes stupid decisions sometimes, and that's the problem we've had with Garner Minshew, right? He just makes dumbass decisions, and it just kills us. But if we could continue not to turn it over, like last week we didn't turn the ball over, I thought we were going to win because usually if we don't turn the ball over, we usually win. But, dumb plays, dumb calls, stupid decisions. And I haven't watched all the film. It's already Saturday, and I've only got through the first quarter of last week's game. But from what I've seen in the first quarter, is they just went away from Brock Bowers. Like they just stopped trying to throw the ball to him. There was times where I would have definitely threw the ball to him, but it seemed like looking at Gardner Minshew and his eyes, where his eyes were after every single play, is Gardner Minshew wasn't looking for Brock Bowers. So that tells me the play wasn't called for Brock Bowers because he doesn't really look at his progressions very often. It's very, very minimal where he'll look anywhere else besides where he's throwing the ball. So just look at key things like that. When he hikes the ball, where he's looking, you could tell none of those plays were called, for Brock Bowers to be the number one guy, which to me is just stupid and tells me that these guys are trying to lose games. You cannot tell me you're an offensive coordinator in the NFL and you can read stats and you can watch games and know the weakness for the Kansas City Chiefs is their fucking tight ends. They cannot cover tight ends. They've given up big yardage to tight ends every single game they've played this year. Big yardage, not just little yardage, like close to 100 yards every single game. We have a tight end who's one of the best in the NFL as a rookie, and you throw him the ball 5 times, the least amount of times he's got the ball all year. So, like I said, there's just so many things with this team that if you watch tape and you break down and evaluate people and the shit they say and the way they play on the field, you can't say these guys are trying to win games. I don't see it. Need to get rid of Minshew first of all. To who? Nobody's gonna take him, bro. You can't trade him. I mean, you could just fire him, pay him his money, but do you really want to pay that dude? I'd keep him, keep him around as a backup or a practice squad or something. Somebody's gonna want him. Somebody might want him. I don't know. I gotta shave, but it's winter time, so I gotta grow my beard out because it's gonna get cold. What else we got? 3 people in here. Where'd everybody go? What's good? Salute. Hit them like buttons. What else was I gonna talk about? I mean, pretty much that's it, bro. Pretty much that's it. We have a huge advantage of this game that we need to capitalize on. And that advantage is 100% the fact that Max Crosby is going up against a rookie. But then on the other half, we've seen, bro, that Max Crosby going up against a rookie like Joe Alt got his ass handed to him, in my opinion. Like, he didn't do diddly squat against Joe Alt, right? Like, it was bad. So, Anarius Mims, 82% pass blocking win ratio, which is 60th or 62nd in the NFL. We got to take advantage of that, right? Orlando Brown, like I said, might be out. We got to take advantage of that. We have to run the ball more than 20 times a game. We know we can pass the ball. We know we can get short yardage. We know we can throw the ball to screens and get 5, 6, 7 yards when we have to. We know all this. What we don't know is how the hell we're going to run the ball. And we showed against Carolina, who also had, at the time, the worst run defense in the NFL, right? The Carolina Panthers, the worst run defense in the NFL. Same shit. We make them look like they're the best team, the 2000 Ravens, right? Get rid of Getsy. I know play execution is part of the problem, but Getsy is the main problem. I mean, look, you bring in a guy that's had... I'm going to sit back. My back hurts. I don't know. Can y'all still hear me? You bring in a guy that's had 2 years offensive coordinating experience with a head coach that has absolutely fucking none. None. He has no offensive coordinating experience. He has very, very poquito más, very little defensive coordinating experience. All of it at the college level, right? He was a linebacker coach in the NFL. You're a linebacker coach in the NFL. You get a head coaching gig, and you're told not to be an X and an O's guys, to be a leader of men. And right now, you're not being a leader of men to me. Like, yes, they're fighting. Yes, they're still battling. And yes, they still have fight. The defense is still battling. The offense is still, they're going out there. They're doing what they can. Minus the running backs, they are not doing shit. They're not even trying, in my opinion. But, the team shows fight. They still show that grittiness. They're still showing that toughness. It's just not all coming together. So, Antonio Pierce is right. It's execution, but it's mostly execution in the run game. I guarantee you, I would be willing to put whatever on it, that if you could just get this run game going, this team as a whole, it's a whole nother team. It's a whole nother offense, right? It's a whole nother offense. You have weapons like Trey Tucker, like Brock Bowers, like Jacoby Myers, like DJ Turner, that you can run jet sweeps and read options, line them up in the backfield. There's so many things that you could do as an offensive coordinator to be creative. But like Hondo Carpenter said, when Luke Getsy is running scripted plays, which you have every play called for your first drive. If everything goes this way, this is what I'm going to do. And after that, everything else is by feel or by sight. And when they show him in the booth and he's going, okay, let's go with blah, blah, blah. No, let's go with this one. Like, you don't even know what play calls. Like, once you call in a play, you should already be thinking what the next play call is. You should already have that play call ready. So a lot of it is Luke Getsy is inexperience, but a lot of it is the stupidity of Tom Telesco, which is another thing that I'm talking. Tom Telesco. Everybody says Tom Telesco is this great, general manager, but I don't see it, bro. I would much rather have Champ Kelly out there. He's a younger, more innovative, could probably evaluate talent, you know, at the same level because he's been in the NFL. He's played with guys. He knows guys. And I thought Champ Kelly and Antonio Pierce worked way better together. And I don't know what Champ Kelly's doing, behind the scenes as assistant general manager or whatever he is. But I'm just not sold. Like I said on Tom Telesco, Tom Telesco scares the shit out of me. There's a lot of reasons and there's a lot of things that could be done differently. And the guys that he's bringing in, the shit that he's done has hurt this team. Antonio Pierce was handed a team. Let's be real. 2 years ago, 3 years ago, when Dick Daniels took over, the Raiders were projected to make the playoffs. Am I correct? Everybody had us winning, 10 games? 11 games, I think. I'm pretty sure. With Dick Daniels and Devontae Adams and Derek Carr, they were like, man, this team is going to be good, right? They're going to win a bunch of games. And we didn't. We lost all 7 or 8 games in the fourth quarter. Our defense was horrible. Our defense let us down. And the offense didn't score points in the fourth quarter. So the next year, same thing. We come out, we're 3-5. We're losing games in the fourth quarter. And it's all Dick Daniels. But was it? Was it? This was a good team on paper, same as last year. This is a solid roster. We have a lot of key pieces that a lot of teams don't have. It's just depth that's hurting us, and that's decision making from coaches and general managers to say, okay, these guys will work. We'll just go with these guys. When you have money on the books, like I know Tom Telesco's trying to be Coupon Tom, but I don't know why everybody calls him Coupon Tom when if you look at the Chargers, the Chargers salary cap, why he was general manager, there's nothing about no coupons there. It's bad judgment. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where this team is going at this point. I don't know if we're trying to get a quarterback. If we do, who's gonna groom this quarterback along? Because it's not this coaching staff. You can't have a head coach that his goal is to run the football. That is your plan. Be a smash mouth, physical, dominant team, right? Put pressure on the quarterback, get turnovers on defense, hold teams to under 16 points, and run the ball down people's throat. So why is everybody thinking that with Antonio Pierce, we're going to go get this rock star quarterback like Shedeur Sanders or Cam Ward that's going to come in and throw the ball 50 times a game? Because that's not what Antonio Pierce does. That's not what Antonio Pierce wants to do. That's not what Antonio Pierce has ever said he would do. He said he wants to pound the ball, be physical, and take shots down the field. That's small shots. Once in a while, throw the ball down the field, right? You think these rookies really want to come into a system where they know like they're a high-powered AK quarterback that can throw the ball 60, 70, 80 yards down the field standing flat-footed, and they want to come play for Antonio Pierce, who says over and over again and lets the world know and every team we play know that we're just going to run the ball. We're going to be physical and run the ball. Every press conference, he says, we're not changing. We're not changing. Bro, how can you not change? That's to me is stubbornness and stupidity. Unless you're very, very secure in your job and you don't know, shit that nobody in the nation knows or none of this reporter knows about your contract, I don't see how you could stand there and be that ballsy and say, no, we're just going to keep doing what we're doing. Eventually it's going to work. Into week 9, week 9, we lost to the Carolina Panthers. How many games have the Carolina Panthers won this year? Somebody in the chat, let me know. Holy shit. There's a lot of people in the chat. Hold on, let me see. Greg Lira, what's good? What's good? I didn't see you. Jack Summerlin, salute. Appreciate you. I'll get to your comments in a minute. I was again going on a rant because nobody was in here. But now I forgot. I got to stop reading the chat. I forgot what I was saying. But yeah, so, there's, man, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know anymore. I don't know anymore. I don't know where this team is trying to go, or where Tom Telesco is trying to take it. Signing Adam Butler was one of the best moves. I mean, but then they didn't put him on the field until Christian Wilkins gets hurt, and now that he's getting more playtime, Adam Butler's shining, right? He's one of our best players out there, in my opinion, on the defense and on the defensive line. Adam Butler's around the ball every single play. He hustles to the ball, and he should have been playing. He said in a press conference before the season started, I want to be that dude. I want to be the every play guy. I want to be out there first, second, and third down. I don't want to be taken off the field. And he's proven that. And, we've just struggled with personnel. And that's, again, inexperienced offensive coordinators, inexperienced head coaches. You have an inexperienced offensive coordinator that had an athletic freak of nature in Justin Fields, right? You have an athletic freak, and look what Mike, Coach Tomlin's done with them over there at the Steelers. Like, come on. Getsy's not it, bro. It wasn't the right choice. Does he have some great plays? Yes. Does he have, some innovative, formations where you're confusing defenses? No. Because every single time, except for maybe 3 or 4 that I can think of off the top of my head, that Luke Getsy has put somebody in motion, nobody goes with that guy. Nobody goes with the motion. You know why? Because they're like, we already know what's coming. We didn't know what's coming. When a guy goes in motion, 90% of the time, they're going to run the ball. And they're going to run the ball to the opposite side that they send the blocker in. You send a guy in motion to block, and you run the ball the opposite way. Yeah, so I don't know. Like I said, Luke Getsy is part of the problem. Definitely part of the problem. All the problem, I don't know, because the pass game seems to work if we would just have a decent quarterback. Some of the pass plays, I see guys open constantly. I think Brock Bowers could be used in so many different ways, than out routes to the sideline where as soon as he catches the ball, there's 3 guys tackling him, just beating his body to death. Put him one-on-one with a linebacker, run some, post routes, some corner routes to the middle of the field, some corner routes to the hashes. Luke Getsy's just not. It's not it, bro. It's not it. I like where he was going. I like the 12 personnel that we haven't seen none of, bro. Where have we seen 12 personnel? Show me some plays that had been 12 personnel that Michael Mayer, Brock Bowers, all these guys said it was uncoverable. Even I was like, bro, 12 personnel. That's what Tom Brady ran with the Patriots, 12 personnel, right? It was unstoppable. They just picked teams apart. They ran the ball, smash mouth. We just don't do that. We don't do that. We don't do none of that shit. Be right back. What? Vote Candy just started telling him out for president. Don't vote you for president. You're crazy. Oh, what else we got? Salute to everybody in the chat. Yo, we can't win any more games. We can't fuck up the chances to get a quarterback. But, I mean, hear me out, though. Like I just said, do you really see Antonio Pierce getting us a run quarterback? You know what we're going to do? We're going to play Justin Fields ball with Luke Getsy. And that's what I think Antonio Pierce wants to do. That's his mindset. But if that was the mindset, why didn't your brilliant ass go give up a 6th-round pick for Justin Fields? Or why didn't you go sign a guy like Russell Wilson, who's kicking ass in Pittsburgh? Yeah, it's only been 2 games. But why didn't you go get Russell Wilson for under $2 fucking million? You could have had Russell Wilson for under $2 million. And everybody said, you're crazy, Rebel. You're stupid. Russell Wilson's washed up. Look what he did with the Broncos. Look what he did with the Broncos. He threw 28 fucking touchdowns and 6 interceptions. Everybody said he was trash. They get rid of him. He goes to the Steelers. He's good. That's what Luke Getsy and Antonio Pierce want. Those are the kind of quarterbacks that they want for their system. They want to run the ball, throw short yardage, and take a chance once in a while down the field. But they don't even know what they want. They don't know what kind of system they want. They don't know what kind of quarterback they want. They have no clue because Antonio Pierce doesn't, all he knows is he wants to be smash mouth and run the ball, but he doesn't know what kind of offensive coordinator he knows he needs to do that. He doesn't know what kind of offensive line, whether they need to run power, whether they need to run zone, whether they need to run wide zone, whether they need to run what the fuck ever. He has no clue what they need to do or what they need to run to accomplish what he wants to do as a head coach. So if you don't know what you're trying to accomplish or what your end goal is, which maybe he does know his end goal, but if that's the case, why do we need to go get a quarterback in the first round? If we're just going to run the ball and be a smash mouth team, why does everybody think we need this quarterback of the future? Because look, we could do the same thing we're doing with Gardner Minshew. Just give him an offensive line, throw the ball 2 yards down the field, throw it to the sidelines, let him make plays, and play this little stupid ass, pussy ball for the rest of the season and next season and next season. Because look, I like Antonio Pierce. I was on the Antonio Pierce train, but his vision that I'm seeing, which I don't know what his vision is because I'm not psychic, but from what he says in his press conferences, everything that he talks about with his vision of this team is not where I want this team to be, right? Nobody wants this team to be run the ball 40 fucking times a game for 150 yards and throw it, 20 times or 15 times for 120 yards or 140 yards. That's how the Steelers beat us, right? Their defense, they ran the ball for 150 something yards. Justin Fields had a total of 165 yards passing and running, and they beat the shit out of us. 30 something to 14? That's what Antonio Pierce wants to accomplish, but he doesn't know how to accomplish what he wants. He's too inexperienced. Mr. Delicious, what's good? What's good? Appreciate you. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm scared with everybody saying we need a quarterback and they want to go get a quarterback with Antonio Pierce, the head coach, Tom Telesco, the general manager, bro. I'm not on that train. Y'all are crazy. Like, you think we're trying to rebuild this team and get better? If you're going to let these guys pick our quarterback for one and then try to bring them along, look what Scanzarello has done. The great job. The great Rick Scanzarello, ex-Raider, coming back to the Raiders, quarterback coach, has done with our quarterback room. He failed with Anthony Brown, that they had to cut his ass in the offseason. He didn't even make the season or the practice squad. They failed so far with Carter Bradley. They got him on the practice squad. He's one of our most mobile and accurate passers that we have right now with Aiden O'Connell not available. They brought him up and then sent him back. Didn't even put him in for one play to see what he had because Gardner was doing okay. He's done a shit job with Gardner Minshew. Rick Scanzarello has made Gardner Minshew the worst quarterback he's ever been in his life. He has never been this bad. How do you take a quarterback that's been a decent backup and had a decent career and make him the worst he's ever been? So, y'all want Rick Scanzarello grooming our quarterback? And no, I'm not saying these guys are going to be here next year. But here's another question. Let's get to this topic. Who the hell is going to come here? Who's going to come coach? All this talk about Ben Johnson. You think Ben Johnson is going to bite his lip and say, look, I'm going to leave Detroit Lions, a playoff caliber team, just to go be an offensive coordinator under Antonio Pierce that don't know shit about head coaching? Bro, come on. There's no way. The only way you get Ben Johnson here is to give him a head coaching job. That means AP is fired, right? So everybody has these pipe dreams about how the Raiders are going to get great again, right? Tom Brady's going to be the savior. He's going to pick our quarterback. Tom Brady don't have shit to say, bro. I'm telling you. Tom Brady is not evaluating nobody. He will not be in the meetings, and I could pretty much guarantee he won't even be allowed in the war room. He won't even be in the war room. Come draft time, he will not be in that room. Now, he might be on the phone saying, hey, Al Davis, this is who you need to go pick up. Or Al Davis, this is what blah, 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 blah. But I don't see him being in a minority owners are shit, bro. They're nothing. They're nothing. They have no control. And the fact that he works for Fox and he commentates takes a lot more of what control he could possibly have, which is already none. It takes all that shit away. All that away. He can't do none of that. He's not going to be able to be in the combine evaluating quarterbacks. Now, you might be able to send Tom Brady the tape, but he also owns 4 franchises, or part owner in 4 franchises. He also has Fox commentating that he has to do. He has to know what the players that he's talking about. He has to know the teams he's talking about. He has to study his ass off. He is a busy, busy man. You think he has time for anybody in this organization to send them tapes of players and say, hey, can you look at this quarterback and tell me would he be worth drafting in this round or this round or this round? No, that dude's busy as hell. So everybody has these high hopes, and Mark Davis and the media are feeding that shit like Tom Brady's going to come save the Raiders. He's going to make all these great choices. I just don't see that happening. I don't. Let's be honest. There's not. If you read all the stipulations that he has with Fox, if you know anything about the rules in the NFL of minority owners and what control they have or what actual say they have of the team, dude, they say it was shit, bro. Oh, you can't. Oh, I know. We need a draft pick, but hey, at this point, you know what would be the best thing for Antonio Pierce to do, right? He wants to be a smash mouth, physical, violent, ill intent. There's a running back from Boise State right now. Woo-wee, that boy is cold, boy. I'm telling you, if I had a first round pick and I needed a franchise to turn around, I would be putting it on the shoulders of, what is it, Ashton Genty? Boy, I'm telling you, fuck that. You got one more year at Gardner Minshew. You wait next year's draft because there are some kids coming out in next year's draft. Woo! I'm telling you, there's a lot of quarterbacks that could have huge years next year, and we could have another 6, 7, first round picks next year coming out in this draft. There's a lot of kids that might be staying that just need, another year or another year in the system with a good quarterback coach. There's a lot of kids that just transfer teams that, are showing out and shining off and on. There's a lot of quarterbacks, dude. There's everybody says it's a 2 quarterback race. And I agree with you if you're first or second. But do you really have to pick first or second to get a quarterback? I mean, if New England ends up number 1, more than likely they're not going. They're not going to get a quarterback, right? There is no chance in hell. They have Drake May. They have the dude from Tennessee. They're not going to get a quarterback. So that's one team off. There's a lot of teams, 5 teams ahead of us, that you could say maybe 4 of them might take a shot at a quarterback, right? But you could say, 2 of them definitely. So we might not have to be first or second to get one of these quarterbacks. But if we don't get one of these quarterbacks and they're off the board, man, there's a lot of guys that you could take a chance on that I think is a better option than trading a first this year, a first next year, and a first the following year to go get one of these guys. I don't see any of these quarterbacks being worth it. And this is just my evaluation and my opinion. There is no quarterback, even Cam Ward, which, dude, I love the shit out of Cam Ward. This dude is a freak of nature. Like, when he runs around just scrambling back there, like, I don't know how many times that dude ran a figure eight and still throws the ball 40, 60 yards downfield. It's just crazy. So if you could get somebody like that, he would definitely change around your franchise. But is it worth, 3 first round picks when you can get somebody that's very, very close to that talent that you could, bring in and start right away or even sit for a year, and you could get a running back like Ashton Genty, dude? But come on, that dude is a monster. He just runs guys over. He's fast. He has hands. Like, that's a franchise changing pick right there. That's you know, in my eyes, way better than Josh Jacobs. Like, way better. Come on, that's like a Barry Sanders style pick right there. Like, this guy is going to be a freak if he stays healthy in the NFL. He's strong. He's physical. He's fast. He can block. He has every attribute you need to be a dominant running back. And if you could trade for a guy, we'll get to that in a second. But if you could trade for some of these young quarterbacks that they're already calling failures, because society is, so quick to point the finger and say, oh, these guys are a bust because they didn't shine in the first year, right? All right, these guys are a bust because, they've been in the NFL 3 years and they've had 4 starts and they have 2 touchdowns and 1 interception, right? They're trash. But, man, look at Baker Mayfield, look at guys like Matthew Stafford, look at guys like Sam Darnold, um, you know, shit, Rich Gannon back in the day, Jim Plunkett. The list goes on and on of guys that just didn't have the right fit, the right team, the right personnel, the right personality, the right head coach personality around them to shine. And, one of these guys could be Anthony Richardson. Now, a lot of people were saying this dude was trash. He is not a first round pick coming out of college. I was one of those guys saying differently. I was saying he's a game changer just because, his build, right? He's a freak of nature at quarterback. He's not one of these quarterbacks that's 6'4", 205 pounds soaking wet, right? The man has muscle, but it didn't do him no good. He played 4 games, out for the season. This year, he gets hurt, he comes back in, and the man taps out. I've never seen a quarterback in my life ever tap out. So is it soft? Is it just him giving up? Is he tired of the system? Is he not happy where he's at? There's a lot of questions. But, if they're done with him and giving up, because obviously they benched him for the rest of the year, they're going to go with Joe Flacco. And maybe they have other options. Maybe they have other plans for next year. But if you could go, for a 4th or 5th round pick up a guy like Anthony Richardson right now in the middle of the season, if I'm the Raiders, I'm bringing like 6 quarterbacks to camp, right? that's just me. You need a guy that could be that guy, and they're all not going to get reps, but like whatever. If it's one a day, or mix it up half and half, whatever. But dude, I'm bringing as many quarterbacks I can possibly bring to camp until I find the guy that fits my system. But first, you got to find a coach that knows what his system is. I think that helps. It's our time to get a quarterback. It's been missing out on a quarterback for like 3 years. Missing out on 3 years, bro. We missed out on a quarterback since 2020 or 2002. Shit, it's been a long, bro. 2002. We've missed out on millions of quarterbacks. Millions. What? That's wrong, bro. He is a leader of men. Show some respect. Plus, you got to work on your Spanish accent. But I'm not Spanish, so why do I got to work on my Spanish accent? When did I say Spanish? I said poquito más. Look at the Texans and the Commanders. I mean, yeah, look at the Texans and Commanders. They went and got an offensive coordinator that throws the ball down the field. He doesn't want to be 1960 smash mouth, ill intent, violent physicality bullshit, right? He wants to be innovative. That offense is innovative, bro. Like they're so innovative. Instead of having their quarterback practice all the time, the dude's sitting in the building with his feet up, chilling on a virtual reality set, playing football games, playing Madden, working on his quarterback in because it helps him see the field. It's virtual reality, so it's just it's like real life, right? So you can see teams and different defenses, where they're blitzing, when they're sending guys. And it's helped Jaden Daniels tremendously because that was one of his main things where people were saying his accuracy coming out of college. Like we all know his physicality or his physical attributes, but a lot of people question, his accuracy. So we can rebuild like 2 years with Antonio Pierce. I don't see it, bro. I have to disagree. Like, I respect your opinion. He's from Arkansas, bro. He doesn't have a Spanish accent. Yeah, bro. It's a little country. I don't know. It's Spanish. I would get rid of Minshew, Luke Getsy, and Tom Telesco. See, that's what I mean. So would I. So would I. But at this point, I would get rid of Antonio Pierce too. Look, I like the guy, but I just don't see from what he showed with his game management, with his personnel management, with not taking, and he's starting to take a little bit of accountability later in the season, but he's still pointing the finger at the players. And I lost a lot of respect when you say you don't bite your tongue, you're a man of your word, you stand on your shit, right? I could make a whole video I could make a hour movie probably of all the times Antonio Pierce said something and then backtracked on that shit. And the latest one was on the rush. He said, we have the recipe to beat the Kansas City Chiefs, right? We have their number. We have the number of the Kansas City Chiefs. We have the recipe. They have to worry about us. Then in this press conference, after the Chiefs game, they said, remember when you said you had the recipe to beat the Chiefs? He said, oh, yeah, that was last year. That was last year. Last year's in the past, bro. We're moving on from last year, right? So, come on, man. Another thing. In an interview, who was it? JT and the Brick on the rush or on the rundown. On the rundown, Antonio Pierce said, they said, so what are you going to do in this division? You have Andy Reid. You have Sean Payton. And now you have the great Jim Harbaugh. What are you going to do with all these great coaches in your division and you're a rookie coach with minimal experience? Are you worried about these coaches? He said, no, they should worry about me. No, they should worry about me. Bro, no, you should worry about me. Come on. Come on. Where's that shit? Who's worried about Antonio Pierce? I said it then. Nobody's worried about you, bro, because they know what you're going to do, because you come out in every single press conference and say, nope, we're not changing nothing. Nope, we're going to continue to run the ball. We're going to continue to run the ball. But then you run the ball 20 times. So, like, I don't know. And then you're asked, do you think there needs to be a change? Does somebody else need to call plays? Nope. Nope. He says, nope. We're sticking with what we got. We need Tom Telesco to go. Bro, look, Tom Telesco ruined the Chargers, right? When he took over the Chargers, I might be wrong, but didn't they just come off of like a Super Bowl, or they lost or something, or close to a Super Bowl? I could be wrong. I've been wrong before, but that dude ain't done shit. Hit them like buttons. We got 9 in the chat. Hashtag something, bro. Hashtag Raiders. Hashtag Raiders if you think the Raiders have any chance to win. Hashtag thumbs up if you're new to this channel and you've never been here before. Raiders have bad days, but at least we are loyal, huh? I mean, yeah, bro. I don't have like fuck. I'm as loyal as could be. I'm like a dog. Same. I wanted Champ Kelly. Did y'all see the Hail Mary in the Bears game the other day? Yeah, from Jaden Daniels. That was absolutely ridiculous. But everybody's like, "Oh, he's the greatest quarterback ever, bro." You threw the ball in the air. You had a guy over there celebrating, doing his little dance, right? And then the ball's hiked, and he's like, "Oh shit, we're playing." And the one guy that was supposed to box out, the guy that caught the flipping ball, was the guy that jumped up and tipped the ball to the guy he was supposed to box out. So, yeah, I seen that shit. Absolutely ridiculous. Josh McDaniels effed us. Josh McDaniels didn't really F us. Like, I mean, Josh McDaniels and Dave Ziegler, I mean, they got us Devontae Adams. They did let Derek Carr go, which a lot of people said it was time to move on from Derek Carr, right? We didn't get nothing from him. So, I mean, they screwed us, but they helped us. We have a lot of draft picks that are on this team. I believe Nate Hobbs, was it Nate? No, Nate Hobbs been here for a minute. Shit, I don't know. But that was good. But we have a lot of draft picks that are still on this team that are helping this team right now. So, yeah, they hurt us. Titans fan, should I go ahead and KMS or not? What is KMS? Kill yourself? Nah, bro. You should never do that. Like, y'all have Will Levis. Shit is gonna. What the fuck?
Shut the fuck up, you stupid bitch.
They didn't knock on the door, nothing?
Check outside, man.
Douchebags.
Tonka, you stupid
Walmart.
motherfucker.
Walmart just delivers shit and they don't even knock on your door or tell you nothing. That's what garbage. But nah, bro, the Titans, man, they got one of the best defenses in the NFL. They just got to get the offense going. If I was the Titans, I would make a move like the Raiders did. Fire your offensive coordinator and put Bo Hardegree back there, bro. I know he's not doing a great job with the quarterbacks, but I mean, I don't know. They got Bo Hardegree. I'd let him call some plays. He was pretty innovative for the Raiders. We looked way better last year than we did now, I guarantee you. Sanders and Cam are mobile like Monroe. See, I don't see Sanders as mobile. Like, I don't see, he takes a lot of sacks. So, I mean, he's fast and he can run the ball if he has to, but he's not like that, elusive Patrick Mahomes, slippery, slimy getaway kind of guy like Cam Ward, in my opinion. I think Cam Ward is way more elusive when it comes to, getting away. So, AP wanted Jaden Daniels. He didn't want him enough, really. If he wanted him, there was ways, bro. I guarantee you, if you would have called one of those teams and said, I'll give you Devontae Adams, Colton Miller, and 2 first-round picks. Come on, bro. You can't tell me last year that none of those teams would have said, Let me think about this for a minute. Let me think about this. Colton Miller, Devontae Adams, 2 first-round picks. I think one of those teams might have budged. I mean, I could be wrong, but they might have, because there was a lot of quarterbacks that they could have went and got and did exactly what they're trying to do. Throw the ball down the field, 50-50 offense, run the ball, pass the ball the same amount of times, keep it balanced, which we have no idea what balancing is. Let me post a link from the computer 1 second. What are you talking about? Panthers like 1-7. That's what I'm saying. The Panthers have won 1 game. We're the only team in the NFL they beat. And not only did they beat us, dude, they drug us through the mud. They didn't just beat us. They beat the shit out of us. Been saying that all year about Luke Getsy. Bears fans even said he's trash at OC. Yeah, I mean, he was a great, he was a great passing coordinator when he was for the Packers. He was a great quarterback coach. Aaron Rodgers had his best year when Getsy was the quarterback coach and passing game coordinator. So he's great. He's great at passing. Like I said, I love you know, some of the passing schemes that he has. And there's been guys open. We just have a quarterback that doesn't know how to go through his reads and find the open guy. But when it comes to the run game, without a mobile quarterback like Justin Fields, who ran for whatever 800 yards last year with Getsy and the year before, you can't get no run game. You have to have RPO in his system. And the man came out and said, when asked in an interview, what kind of offense does he plan on running with the Raiders? He said, I don't know. I have to evaluate my players, and then I will build an offense around the evaluation of the players. If this what you call building an offense after you evaluated your players, bro, that's the shittiest evaluation I ever seen in my life. But to make it even more painful and worse, is Gardner Minshew was the quarterback Luke Getsy picked, right? And Antonio Pierce picked Luke Getsy. And a lot of people say it was Tom Telesco. But Antonio Pierce, if I have to make a video, let me know. If you don't believe me, I'll make the damn video. Antonio Pierce said in his interview, I decided to go with Luke Getsy because I liked the way they ran the ball against us when we played the Bears last year, and he liked what he did with a young quarterback and Tyson Badgett, right? Those were the things that he liked. He liked how the offensive line was. He liked how they ran the ball, and he liked what he did with a young player like Tyson Badgett. Which, I mean, come on, they picked our defense apart. Let's be honest. They ran and passed all over us with the kid that's never played Division 1, 2, or 3 football. So I mean, that was Antonio Pierce's words. He handpicked Luke Getsy because the other two guys, Kubiak and Kingsbury, all decided to go somewhere else. They were like, nope. And Kubiak was interviewed, and he was like, I'm going to play with Derek Carr, who you guys let go, because he's better than the quarterbacks you got. So that should have been your first red flag. Antonio Pierce is, dude, he's made some bad decisions, right? He's made some bad decisions, and as being a head coach, you got to stand your ground and say, look, this ain't the quarterback that I want to start. This is not how I envisioned this team. Because if you just listen to what I said a minute ago, Antonio Pierce's vision of the team is run the ball, take chances down the field, very little, but make short passes like we did with Rich Gannon, 5-10 yard dinks, run little dig routes, little hook routes, little in routes, little out routes, throw the ball, to receivers in the backfield, and stupid little small plays like that. That's what he wanted to do. But if that's what he wanted to do, Aiden O'Connell was his guy. I mean, it was never Gardner Minshew. It was never. If you wanted to run the ball and take shots down the field, Aiden was the guy from the get-go, and they failed at that. They failed at letting Gardner go as far as they did. They really, this whole organ, everybody on this staff has failed dramatically. And you could say it's Antonio's first year, but no, he had a worse staff last year. In my opinion, the staff was worse last year when he took over, and he did a pretty decent job. This year, he put together his staff. These are the guys he chose. A lot of these guys were chose before Tom Telesco was even picked as general manager. So, like he already had these guys in his mind before Tom Telesco was even aboard. So, I'm not sold on Antonio Pierce, and I'm not sold on Tom Telesco. Tatted, I can't find your YouTube. Minshew's booty is proving that week in and week out. Except for last week, right? He played pretty solid. He played solid the fourth quarter of the Ravens game. He's shown spurts of what he can do. Which I was gonna say if you give him protection, but no, because he's had protection. So it's hit or miss with Gardner Minshew, bro. We're in Vegas. Look, we're in Vegas. With this team is rolling the dice. You take 2 dice, you go to the damn craps table. Yeah, I did that. Pause if necessary. But yeah, that's what we're talking about. That's what it's like in Vegas. You just roll the dice every game. You don't know if you're going to get a quarterback, a running game, a dominant defense, a defense that gives up 300 passing yards. It's we don't know, bro. We don't know. I would bring in a young OC minded college coach like the Oregon Ducks. Dude, I mean, yeah, or Ohio State. Um at this point, I would even go Lane Kiffin, and people are gonna shoot me and try to crucify me and put me on a cross because they're gonna be like, Lane Kiffin, he did not just say that. Yes, I did. I did say that. Look, Lane Kiffin was given a head coaching job at a very, very, very young age. But the guys he learned football from are brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Hall of Fame type Hall of Fame coaches. Like so, yes, Lane Kiffin didn't do great with the Raiders, but our offense wasn't bad, right? With the weapons he had, we it was. I mean, come on, look at the weapons. If you look at all the scenarios, the offensive line and everything, the defense Lane Kiffin had, no, he didn't do a great coaching job. But on the other hand, offensive wise, he did pretty good. He's also done very, very well with Old Miss. They just beat the hell out of my Hogs today. Just drug them. I mean, dog walked them through the mud, drug them behind the truck, like 61-30 something. So you got Jackson Dart over there, who's a feisty little quarterback. Could you possibly sway a young offensive mind like Lane Kiffin to come be an offensive coordinator under Antonio Pierce and bring a Jackson Dart with him? I mean, I don't know. A lot of people are saying Jackson Dart, maybe late first round, maybe second round. Who knows? Who knows? I'm still listening. Sorry. Yeah. Another year. Stroud, Jaden Daniels flipped the script under 1 year. Yep. Ashton Genty, 5'8". Yeah, but he's like 200, what, 10, 20 pounds or some shit? Barry Sanders was, what, 5'8"? I mean, come on, bro. Um, a fan vlogs a shawl. I'm not even, I'm sorry if I just totally butchered your name, but EFV, appreciate you pulling up. Just put in your love. It's a song name that is Goat by what? Just put in you're gonna love it. Just put in what? Did I miss something before? Oh, just put in. That's the name of the song. I'm confused, bro. Just put in. You're gonna love it. It's a song name that is Goat by Diljit. All right, I don't know. Let's let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Where's YouTube music? Let's check this out. Excuse me for the silence. You've been a fan since 9,991. Holy shit, bro. You're older than Jesus. Damn. You've been a fan before they even have football. No, I get you though. 1991. I've been a fan since 1975. 1975. I've been a fan for a minute. I've seen a lot of bad. I've seen Paquito Mas, on my Spanglish. I've seen Paquito Mas good times, but I've seen a lot more bad, bro. I've seen a lot more bad. All right, what is this song called? The song name is That is Goat. What? Man, why am I doing this? That is goat. What the fuck you talking about? It's not working, bro. Goat? Nah, bro. No, no, no. No, I'm good on that. Thanks for the song, though. I'm not gonna love it. Glad you thought I was going to. Appreciate you. So you know it's all BS. What's all BS? I'm trying to tag it, but not sure if it's working. Why'd you recheck your message? Catch up, Raiders Rebel. What am I catching up on? We're playing Gruden and McDaniel, so we can't due to their contract. People forgetting that fact. Um, we paid Josh McDaniels off. They just paid that fool his money, and I think they did the same with Gruden. I thought they just paid that fool too. I thought we're done paying those dudes this year. I do believe. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure when he fired Josh McDaniels, he paid him the rest of his salary and just cut ties with him. All right, let's get into this injury report. Brock Bowers full practice. Harrison Bryant full practice. Max Crosby did not practice today, but don't trip. He's just don't need to practice because he's Max Crosby. He's good. Andre James did not practice. He will not play. He will be out. Jack Jones full practice. Jacoby Myers full practice. Colton Miller, Trayvon Morig, and Zamir White all full practice. Robert Spillane did not practice. He will be questionable. Parham left limited practice. He is still questionable. For the Bengals, we have Orlando Brown, knee and fibula, did not practice. Did not practice. He is doubtful. Joe Burrow, unsuspected. He's fine. I don't know what that means. Trey Higgins, one of their top receivers, doubtful. This is huge, huge for the Raiders. But if you go back to the Carolina Panthers game, their third, fourth, and fifth string receivers just smoked Jack Jones. So, I mean, I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Um, Anarius Mims, unspecified. What the hell? He's playing, I'm pretty sure. Zach Moss, another huge, huge, huge loss for this Bengals team. So, man, I think the chances, for the Las Vegas Raiders in this game are very, very, very high. Like I said, you have a beat up offensive line who is just getting dominated out there, going against one of the greatest, maybe of all time, in Max Crosby, some people say. And then, you have null and void offensive running game going against the worst running defense in the NFL. So there's a lot of positives to this game. I'm going to go crazy and go out on a limb and say the Raiders win this game 34-17. I'm saying 34-17. Say we're going to put it together. We're actually going to score in the red zone. We're going to stop kicking field goals. And this is the get-right game. And people are going to be pissed that we won this game. Watch. Because that's just how we do. Appreciate y'all for pulling up. It's been 2 hours. I got to go. I'm out. Much love. Raiders. Check me tomorrow for the live play-by-play if you're at work, can't get the game. Or, if you just want to hear my sexy-ass voice commentate the game instead of some of these crazy-ass people that they got commentating, pull up. Pull up. Peace.